rotting sea garbage. I can't even smell the sea air over this pond.
Better to evacuate.
Drink and gamble. That's all we...
Honored to meet you.
Say, no one's around. You wouldn't raise a fuss if I, borrowed one of these fish.
Borrow indeed. I'll sooner meet a cat wizard than see that.
Come now, I'll be good for it, I swear.
God forsake grace.
So what do you think? Should I snag a fish?
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fryer.
That's the spirit! Or should I say, the soul?
Hey, that's my fish.
Sir, did you just steal that fish?
No, I paid for it. The merchant just left, but I...
You were a witness to this event now? Tell me what happened.
Tricks hardly make her worthy of such grave responsibilities.
What kind of monster are you? You encouraged me to take the fish and then throw me to the wolves.
Come along quietly. You did the crime, sir, and the sentence is yours alone.
You! Hypocrites and traitors! I thought sausages were supposed to help the people, not lure them into...
Harry's by the dozens.
have none of that. You hear?
I've spotted something.
The earth here seems to have... As you prepare to break ground, you gaze at the dirt beneath your feet. You plunge your shovel into the earth.
Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage. I can't even smell the sea air over this rock.
Say, no one's around.
Borrowing dick.
Come now, I'll be good for it, I swear. So what do you think? That's the spirit.
Hey, that's my fish.
Sir, did you just steal?
No, no.
You.
I can't thank you enough for your...
Well, sorry to have bothered you then.
That thief is free for now, but I wonder how long it'll be until his growling belly seduces him back onto the crooked path. I can understand your sympathy for that man, but feeding him for one day will hardly remedy his circumstances. You would have done better to help him more substantially than by
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got a harvest of...
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison?
Delicious dogfish.
Oh, hello, love.
Sorry, but I haven't the time for chatter. The dead are on the prowl, the council has been murdered, and now source hunters are encouraging petty theft. The few honest...
problem than a set of silver arrows.
I feel. Now, that's a sad story. Elegant homes burned for fuel, oaken cupboards emptied.
What are ye staring at?
Captain Jack's the name, though the title may be a little generous at the moment. Those scallywags heard there be...
Oh, hello, love.
Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject something.
Hello, I'm a painter by trade, as you can see. I travel around Andervale, master...
deserving of life.
Source hunters, eh? If you've got a favourite sheep, now that the herd's gone, old Bertie, I recently sold most of the tender loves. Yes. Oh, well...
Undead every...
Ah, gracious pig.
daily.
Welcome to the town hall.
A source hunter will...
This fine golden bear. Please do keep shouting in my ear.
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the source hunter, are you? No, scratch that. It is so much more than a delight. It is an intervention of fate. Mendius, at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it used to be, and that is... Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better.
With a wheel of the good stuff.
I am a duke. See here. You and I share the same passion. I never doubted it for a moment. The thrill... too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right? The wage of a mere soldier. Now, between you and me... Indeed. Indeed, gold is always welcome. And among the fabulous five, gold flows as freely as water does to the sea.
Tell me, Alistair.
Even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety, without spice? To be a source hunter must...
You're just hanging around again, are you? Waiting for what?
Well spoken. Well said indeed. Life's too short to spend it doing someone else's... And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the King Crab, so that I could meet you and tell you about the marvel that is the the fabulous five. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and celebrated adventurers' guild in Riverlon. Our mission, to better the world. Our mantra, to better us. You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. Of course, if you still have questions, I shall answer them. What a gem of a question. Now then, to join the Fabulous Five is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity, a sorority, a community. The title of Knight is bestowed upon you the moment you sign our waiver, and so it all begins. I shall be the one to give you your first contracts, and once the job is done, I shall see to it you get your fair share. Of course, should you spread the word, should you propagate the gospel of the Fabulous Five, and thereby draw new knights into our... By now, the genial glow of the fellowship must have warmed your heart. It has, hasn't it? But did I say fellowship? I mean family. For like a... Work hard. Fulfill contracts. Enlist new knights? Of course, of course.
Oh, my good man.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard?
Halibut?
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to
Owen has as many friends as the man.
Marvelous! Magnificent! Oh, but what am I saying? What more is there to say? Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Ahu is his name, and he's a frightful eccentric. Scientific type. One of them was a big lumbering apparatus. A frightful automaton shaped like a giant made of steel. It was supposed to crush the undead by the dozens. But you can guess what happened. Did it become sentient? Was it cursed? Whatever the cause, the thing relieved itself of its pilot and headed north towards a network. Luckily, there are those in this world who belong to the Fabulous Five. The braves who eat such monsters. They call the undead a problem, my friend.
Please do keep shouting in my ear.
So you're just hanging around the inn, are you? Waiting for what, exactly?
I'll thank you to leave me be, you old...
But if one were to reduce the quantity of skull dust by a percentage of 2, perhaps the stability could be increased by as much as 3-fold.
Ah, hello. I am the Duke of Ferrell. Though it's very tragic news.
Come, make your case.
Back, demon! Back! I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our... You wouldn't. Medora's the name. Retired. Heavens haunted. See, I'm here. There's been an attack. What they want in Hunter's Edge. I came south seeking the Legion's help. Only to find by the skin of my teeth. I managed to wrench free. Well, comrade, I need a contingent. I've been scouting Cecile for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help. Well, you know the old
Heavenly herring, delicious.
That's the spirit.
Anybody? Neither of you cares to plead for his very existence.
A source hunter? I'd like been at the King Crab nearly 10 years. I think I'm one of the... Though that's the question. I was washing up and nudging the lucky for the perpetrators. I was...
Which of you is more deserving?
She's gotten hold of a stone, supposedly capable of fantastic feats of healing, but she won't let me take the briefest look at it. She claims to have gotten the relic from a little northern town, Silverglen by name, and that an abbot there blessed it with the power to heal.
How curious of you to show interest in a lonesome stranger at the bar. So you've wrangled a position in the Fabulous Five, have you? I'm fairly brimming with enthusiasm at the prospect of calling you a partner. You'd better leave me undisturbed. You've been sent after Ahu's insane robot, I understand. Do you...
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we
I've applied myself to that problem for 2 years and still haven't come a step closer to solving it.
All you see before you is the... Well, between you and me, things have been wrapped. Mind if we keep our voices down? That room where it happened, it was rented to a certain woman. Though I regret to say I can't say exactly who. She came heavily cloaked, but paid the full sum in advance. I was used to such transactions after many similar concerning a certain Esmeralda. I saw one other figure go into the room that night. Someone tall, built broad like a man, but shrouded the same as she. I was startled awake by a horrendous hubbub shortly after midnight. I jumped up. By the time I burst into that room, it was horribly silent. There was only Jake on the floor. Whoever done it has escaped through the window. Councillor Jake, that poor man. I knew too much about his affairs, you know. Never figured it my business to say anything, but after all, Esmeralda's longest-standing lover has the audacity to remain lodged at this very inn, you know. He's called...
Thankfully for him, a cattle trader found him, nearly dead, but not quite so, and brought him here straight away. Quite the venerable staple of Cecile, Stephen, and recently blessed with his 3rd grandchild. He was leading a crew of builders when a stray beam struck him in the temple, and only a few days shy of his last day of work before retirement, no less.
What do you mean, not familiar? You expect me to believe you've never... Why, I'm only the most famous wizard this side, and don't forget, I'm the... Well, well, you're far from my caliber, but who isn't? It's good you're eager. You'll be... If I don't leave a few... Those nasty beasts are hardly...
What have we? Tall as an elf, strong as an orc, but your face, and my word, what passion burns. I am Anna. I've got 1,000 throats. And when the day comes that I contain multitudes, you see, but then, source hunter, that I have. For nearly a lifetime, it seems. Well, I'm sure you must. I believe I have found that component, that body, that spirit within you, source hunter. Yes, you must join the Fabulous Five right away. So you've joined up. I can finally offer you. Well, you must be thrilled to find yourself a member of a team so widely renowned for its valor and skill. And you must be even more cute. Oh, darling. That was... Well, you are a member of the eminent... I hear you've been tasked with...
This is highly abnormal. What is this? This lightning.
What happened? Is this a dream? I don't think so. That stone, somehow it sent us flying into the stars.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. By the quill that lasts a billion words. Oh, yes. Proper introductions. Zip. As for how I got here, well, for a historian appointed by... How you got here, though, on such a tiny and rapidly shrinking vestige of space and time. Ah, at last a question I can answer most definitively. I mentioned already that this place is the end of time ought naturally to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no show, don't tell. I always
think that imp may be quite mad. Then we had
Ready
better...
to advance, ready to defend. Well, ask away, my friend. More than I'd hoped. There's Mayor Cecil, and on top of it all, the feet. Now, don't get me wrong, but from what I've heard, I suspect... Fella seems like a loose-lipped, hardly the habit of... You mean you don't already... It's no coincidence. Way back when, don't let the name... In the days of old... By now, it's been centuries since anything more... Remain to keep the watch.
The portal! It's quite sprung to life, just like the long, dormant flames that decorate this observatory. After all my waiting and hoping, could it be? You, dear stranger, you must be the key. Something about your presence here is causing the end of time to grow. The true end itself to move further away. Those torches, alight! This portal active once more. It cannot be coincidence. Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been haunting my mind since I first discovered it. It is the void itself, the dragon that is devouring creation. When I speak of the end of time, this is exactly what I mean. I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future. And if we don't stop it, it will devour the past and present as well. It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Long have I been waiting then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive. Ah, though I cannot say for certain if it is what I believe. In fact, every last question that ever plagues your noggin might well be answered. But why spoil the mystery? As soon as we leap through, we'll find out for certain. After you, after you. Oh, what wonders we may find on the other side. You first, but don't dilly-dally. Yes, just as I'd hoped. There she is. There it is. Come, don't delay.
The wild ride continues. It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to find here.
Indeed, Sir Imp. As surely as you are he who chronicles...
Astounding! astounding, unbelievable.
You have brought guests,
My reaction exactly, milady. It was their arrival here at the end of...
This is a question better put to our guests themselves. Tell us, how did you arrive upon this plane? If any other being in Rivellon asked me about the details of their comings and goings, but you are different. So please, do tell. A stone. So, it was a stone that caused the great shock of... Not like this, no. Never had I experienced something so contrary to my nature. To weave something I had not seen, but yours has. You appeared before me from the moment you came into contact with that stone.
But, Madam Weaver, how is it possible? Do you not see all?
Like the stones, your guests are a mystery to me. I see them before me in source hunters. It would seem that yourselves and Starstone are inextricably linked. Why and how Starstone is not what it seems, Source Hunter. Its true nature must... Do you see what violence my work has suffered?
Mysteries of all time.
It would appear that Starstone transforms at your touch.
I see. What the void would shrink.
Yes. Though I cannot explain why this Starstone is the antidote. If we do not restore time, if we do not discover the true nature of these stones, the void... Indeed you must, though I may not yet understand why. It seems that you and you alone can unlock the powers...
Why, of course! That's what they were doing. I have recorded their doings, you see. Collectors of Starstone, more and more by the day. Now I understand. They'd keep the stone...
Without these stones, Hunter, there will be no Rivellon. The entire...
That shall never be, milady. As sure as Zix comes please, our most mysterious... So, what do you think, Source Hunter?
Not but a moment ago we were hunting Source in Rivellon, and now we're being told that we alone can prevent the end of time by way of some magical stones. What do you make of it?
What'll it be, Source Hunter? Do tell! So, what do you think, Source Hunter? So, what do you think, Source Hunter? So, what do you think, Source Hunter?
We can't deny our reaction to Starstone. There must be something to all of this, mad as it may seem.
So, what do you think, Source Hunter? Come, come! I've got something for you if you're up to the challenge. So, what do you think, Source Hunter? So, what do you think?
Still, it's quite a leap from finding a strange stone to placing the world's salvation on our shoulders.
What'll it be, Source Hunter? Do tell!
I am the last chest, the last chest, the last chest! If you believe yourself worthy of rifling through my ample treasures, I do dare you to prove it! Find my 4 sisters, no more than one in each of the realms of your wide world, and each by each, you'll discover how to open me!
what'll it be, Source Hunter? Do tell. So, what do you think, Source Hunter?
Cloaked in dusk!
So, what do you think, Source Hunter? The glint in your gaze and the... No, with you searching out Starstone, I believe we'll mend... But you'll need a way to travel between Rivalon and this homestead, won't you? Who wouldn't want... Luckily, the power of portals is known to you, so I'll let you in on the little secret of how... Off you go, then. You've Starstone to find, and I've a tapestry to examine. Surely there must be some clue here as to how on earth you're related to the end of time.
Cross my heart, hope to fade in the void, I honestly don't know. But ask her if...
Like the imp said to the ballista operator, shoot, wouldn't it just? Would that I had a Starstone sightseeing guide, but alas, just like yourselves, Starstones are curiously absent from history, both in... From what I can gather, though, they were once cherished by ruins, caves. Neither do I.
but the mere fact that activated Starstone has set the Weaver of Time, this in turn more than implies that you are the Void's natural enemy, for it is you. We may not understand the how yet, but our aim... Oh, I don't know if I'm more than those things, but of course I have a price to... So, gather those stars. Lonesome, observing the frontier of creation. Surfing... Well, yes, perhaps you can... Before you go, Source Hunter, a final word. Once you return to Rivellon, there will be some... I hope he'll be able to help you as much as he can. Time...
What it is but a seed bereft of sun and water. I reside in another realm altogether. But ever since the end of time appeared in these deep, dark skies, I materialized here, as if forced to watch the one thing that is unwatchable, I think that perhaps you can redeem time, because you create time. Indeed, know that no longer I did weave. I sat here, at the end of time, and watched on as the void frays the fabric of time like a terrifying... But suddenly there was you. New threads emerged, these starstones. How might I serve our mission? Ask, and I shall answer, if I can. I think that perhaps you can know that, but sudden new thread, these starstones. Please, seek them so that time may yet be mended.
Good to see you. Like the imp said to the ballista operator, shoot! Lonesome? Well, yeah, perhaps. Wouldn't it just like you? From what I... Ruins, caves, the lairs of long forgotten... Oh, I don't know it, but of course so. Neither do I. This in turn, we may not... I wonder, do you know more about the Void? What it is? What...
Source Hunters, I welcome you once again to the realm of Rivellon after your travels through the chasms of space. Nice to have found a shelter, wouldn't you agree? Where you can come to no harm. I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent is I. So now that you know of the alliance between me and Sir Zigzags, let us turn to the business at hand. Starstone. So it is, and so it should continue to be. For I suspect his foul murder and the plight of dying time. Dark webs are being woven around these parts, and it is my firm belief starstones are the flies the sorcerer spiders are trying to catch. It can therefore hardly be a coincidence that Councillor Jake was a collector of the stones. That means the task you have been given remains crucial. Find the assassin that did away with Jake, for you're bound to stumble upon Starstone. While you were being lectured by our friend the historian and the grande dame of time, I snuck into his house and had a look. The advantage of being a cat, you know. You go where you please with impunity. And sometimes the lady of the house even rewards you with a slice. That's where I saw them in a cabinet. Mere slivers, but specks of starstones nonetheless. They lay there, silent and innocent, though bloody murder may have been committed in their name. Don't we all long for a sanctuary where our worldly... But perhaps I speak only for myself. Not like any cat worth its salt, though, I deeply cherish a secret refuge and let me phrase it like Zigzags might. A universe without time is like a pen without... I'll not pretend to have all the answers. All that I understand, or if Zigzags worries, I worry. We are talking about a creature, after all, that has reclined among the divines as I met him first, a long time ago, out in the wastes of Youthal Gore. He wondered aloud what on earth a cat was doing out there in the scorch. So I told him who I was and showed him my human form. He laughed and marveled and told. In the end, he even shared his great sorrow with me. The unspeakable thing you saw through his looking lens. Oh, before you go, here, take this teleporter pyramid. A handy toy indeed that Zigzags asked me to give to you. You'll need the other one too if you want to make use of its powers, but alas, I seem to have misplaced it. Don't worry though. Use this one here and it'll take you straight to its twin. Now that this matter has been settled, hunters, I shall detain you no longer. But rest assured, I'll do my share of hunting too. So if you spot a white cat during your travels, do stop.
Gods, what is going on here? First I have to shoo away a creeping white tomcat, and now there's a perfect stranger in my bathroom. Get out, will you?
What's the problem now? We didn't hear a thing.
A magical pyramid, eh? Frivolous and lecherous magic, more like. Leave my house, afore the divines punish you for your aberrant ways.
What you get for trying?
Filthy beasts, I'll kill the last one of you.
Out! No, if
Now
you please.
this is valuable.
This room is private. Don't just stand there. Go! Away with you! What are you still doing here? Begone! Out! No, if you please! This room is private. Don't just stand there. Go! Away with you! What are you still doing here? Begone!
Hidden between darkness and light.
Out! No, if you please! This room is private. Don't just stand there. Go! Away with you! What are you still doing? What do you think you're doing? What are you still doing here? Begone! Out! No!
Another
That's
one.
enough of that now!
Pay the big cheese on your book with a
Careful, comrade. I think I sense a sorcerer in yonder shadows.
This room is private.
We're source hunters. We should be able to access any of the resources we need or want while we're on the job. Other people's possessions don't count as resources we can seize at our own discretion.
That excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine golden bear.
Ah, hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information I don't have, like our noble Captain Aureus before you. I am the Duke of Ferrol, though I suppose my name is in the mouths of enough ruthless gossipers that you've heard of me by now. Yes, she and I have a history. That's hardly a secret anymore. I quite doubt it was even a secret from Jake while he lived.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? As easy as it would be to pin suspicions on Esmeralda or I assure you that the affair was never so steamy and sordid as the busybodies around town make it out to be. Jake and Esmeralda had no great affection for each other. He had his interests, she had hers, and there was little passion left between them. Certainly not enough to fuel a murder. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Counselor and I were anything near allies, but I truly never wish the man harm.
She came from on high to She showed us that, for this hallowed information, there, among go on the path.
I've come to my matches when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Never saw you in the king crab before. You're welcome to scratch me behind the ears if you like. I won't scratch back. I am Unsinkable Sam. At least that's what they call me around here. Used to be a ship's cat, but the clipper I was on sank, and I was the only one to wrestle himself free from the waves. The people here were kind and took me in, being the king crab's foremost patron ever since.
Away with you! What are you still?
More
Hey!
junk.
What are you still doing here? Begone!
We're source hunters. Other people's possessions.
Watch out! I smell... Oh, the fierce stench of frightened source goblin.
Actually, I think that's only roast pig.
Ah, yes. Yes, of course. This time.
Hello. I am the Duke of Ferrol.
fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's
Not in
Edge.
the mood for cheese.
Fortune!
I am unsinkable. A magnificent ship she was. Used the moment I hit the... So I was. What friends I had. Not that I have it bad here, mind you. I've milk and fish aplenty. Most folks will pet me kindly, and when Maxine, the mayor's darling pet, so gentle, so fair. She likes me. I know she does. But when I declare my love, by all means.
Whose invention? The stasis blaster. Quite a sight, no? These days, don't ask me how...
Oh, don't mention orcs to me. Worse than dogs, that lot. Let's keep it that way.
So, the wizard's... Careful now, comrades, and tread lightly. There's no telling when that madman's doomsday device might gain sentience and turn its rays on us.
I've got 1,000 throats. When the day comes that I die. But haven't we wasted enough breath with chit-chat? Well, you must be thrilled to find yourself a member. I hear you've been tasked with taking out that Oh, darling. Well, you are a member.
Really now? I can't afford to indulge in chit-chat with my legion of followers. What do you mean? Why? I'm only the... And don't forget, well. You'll be dealing with... If I don't leave a few... Those nasty beasts are...
The sun is out, and yet I feel a cold inside my soul. The bane of age.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
It's you. Just the person to... How curious of you. So you've wrangled... You've been sent after Ahu...
Up when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Greetings, traveler. And what's in a name? You mean you haven't heard? Steel yourself, friend. For your by following her in... She came from on high to we mortals. And she showed us that in... For this hallowed information, you must seek there, among her followers and friends. Go on the path.
Have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to...
Greetings, Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investigation.
Arcane secrets.
Oh, it goes to and fro the city's youth. They hustle...
What do you think you're doing?
Stagnantly, and watch it all go. Oh, it goes to and fro the city's youth. They hustle and bustle, while I sit here stagnantly and watch it all go by.
Move along.
Greetings. Oh, you are that I am. Oh, but let us not discuss. Let us browse and barter.
Oh, it goes to and fro the city's youth. They hustle and bustle, while I sit here stagnantly and watch it all go by.
Spirits of shadow, conceal me!
Oh, it goes to and fro the city's youth. They hustle and bustle, while I sit here stagnantly.
Only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
You there, cut it out.
The coast reminds me of my long-fled youth. I sailed the sea. I walked the worlds. The sun is out, and yet I feel a cold inside my soul. The bane of age, the crux of years.
Ramming speed.
Come now,
Dear me.
Alistair. Surely you've met
How
your
the
match
coast
once
reminds
or
me of my
twice.
long-fled youth. I sailed the seas. I walked the worlds.
Oh, careful now. Your head's getting more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
Dear me. Oh, how the coast reminds me of my long-fled youth. I sailed the seas. I walked the worlds.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lying in your pockets.
Oh, it goes to and fro the city's youth. They hustle and bustle.
We won't hear it. You stop.
And watch it all go by.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of
Oh,
Hunter's
it
Edge?
goes to and fro the city's youth. They hustle and bustle, while I sit here
They say
stagnantly
he's privy to
and watch it
ancient
all
and
go by.
arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend.
Once my arrow tastes blood, it craves more!
Oh, it goes to and fro the city's youth. They hustle and bustle, while I sit here stagnantly and watch it all go by.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long while lights.
My target dances in shadows.
Careful now. Your head's growing
Dear
more
me.
swollen than saffrons, I dare
How
say.
the coast reminds me of my long-fled youth. I sailed the seas. I walked the worlds.
Stance of the stalwart!
Goes to and fro the city's youth. They hustle and bustle, while I sit here stagnantly and watch it all go by.
Troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave.
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Dear me. Oh, how the coast reminds me of my long-fled youth. I sailed the seas. I walked the world.
Eternal silence awaits you.
Ah.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled...
The sun is out, and yet I feel a cold inside my soul. The bane of age, the crux of years.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pocket.
Ah, the sun is out, and yet I feel a cold inside my soul. The bane of age.
Sigurd's beard, what a find!
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair.
That excuse is more holes than a slice of this.
You there! Hey, stop that!
Around here.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
Performers, showmen, show all of them. Sizeal, what you're made of.
Can you spare a coin?
Excellent! Let's keep it that way.
Come now, Alistair.
Sizeal isn't so bad on a quiet day like this, is it?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Come one! Come all! Can't you hear them?
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and chop. Lonesome, spirit. By the gods, she killed them.
I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning this gold well, what does it matter?
Sizeal, shiver me timbers and sliver me heels.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Omnes autem mali demonis quam. What? What is this? Who are you to interrupt my musings? By Naga the Protector, they have the manners of boors, these boatmen of Sicil. Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. Perhaps I was mistaken. For you... No. A source hunter. That is what you are. Yes, a stalker of sorcery. A chaser of charms pernicious. In truth, I cannot go so far as to say it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, for I take no pleasure. Why? Simply because you hunt source, and I, Jehan, hunt demons. You are aware, of course, that quite often both of these pests frequent the same shadowy pools of infamy. Now, I hate what I hunt, but I respect its cunning. Should I not, I'd have been decimated, body and soul, long since. This is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. Let there be strength in cunning, yes, but also in numbers. On one condition, that on our joint travels we will never deal with demonic entities, no matter how tempting their propositions. Give me your word on this, and I'll weave you spells. Most gratifying. I see you are firm of purpose and thereby ready to descend. Descend into the madness that is sorcery, into the depths where demons dance. Gladly shall I follow you into the abyss. Onward, blood and triumph await.
Is said to have known Sigurd himself that the king had a great thirst for colour.
My word!
Everyone will have to pay yet another fine. His realm.
My
Today.
You there! I am Reginald the Illusionist, purveyor of the most amazing artifact in Andevale. This fantastical talking head. Catch the act while you can. This show will only remain incisive. That's right, a talking head. And he doesn't just talk. He'll weave you a yarn so fantastic, you'll be begging to hear. I obtained this. You see, I was diving in search of a rare medicinal sea herb. Though the chest was stuck fast, I had the treasure of a lifetime in my very hands. But then, in the hubbub, I lost hold of my prize and watched it sink to the bottom of the beast's cavernous belly. Before my mind's eye swam the faces of them, grabbing fast to the hilt of a cutlass that floated by at freeing myself from my would-be tomb. I swam as it was there, along the rocky beach, that I tripped over this talking head. Strange, isn't it? What a generous spectator! Find a seat in the front.
Fantastic! A talking head? What dark sorcery is this?
You there! My word! You don't look like someone who's ever been serenaded by a severed head.
This show is...
Don't ask me what it's...
Don't ask me what it's...
Don't ask me what...
Fantastic!
Tricks are for kids! This here is the greatest illusion in Andevale!
My word!
My word!
My word!
Fantastic!
Performers, showmen, show all of
Zombie ate you. Well, I've an open stage. The theatre's fever has overcome you. Check the library and see if any... Right away, might speak to my...
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is...
Performers, showmen, show all of the... Sicil, what you're made of. Apart from beer and flatulence.
Toasty!
Those you there! Don't pity when Reginald... It seems even and even... I don't know.
Deluge.
Come on! Can't you hear the stage calling you? And who are you supposed to be? Katarina's? Tell me when you're ready to begin, and I'll show you to your places. Oh, I should have been ready for your trial by fire, you mean? There's no more savage foe than an audience, my dear. Wouldn't we all? But unlike a true thespian, no. Don't you have an impressive... You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut.
Ready to advance, ready to defend. What can I do for you, comrade?
Enjoying the fair, aren't you? As I said, darling, the opportunity is yours. Just ask, speak to Master. Well, I've an open word.
You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut.
My word!
Fantastic!
Seal isn't so bad on a quiet day like this, is it?
You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut.
The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines.
Fantastic!
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost.
Fantastic! Bravo! Bravo!
You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut.
Can you spare a coin?
Performers, showmen, show all of them. Seal, what you're made of.
Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
No much.
Honor to me.
Murder within the wall.
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
I could do with a cold drink.
Inside these walls, the dead roam free.
I wouldn't venture too far. Who's in these? Don't ask me. To drown my sorrows with
Murder within the...
Source hunters here.
Oh, the coast reminds me of my long fledging. I sail the sea.
baking like a cake.
Good luck out there, Hunter. Evil lurks beyond Seal's ramparts.
I feel quite dire.
Stance of the stalwart!
Your very blood heals me. Missed!
I'm fading. Fast. I'm dying.